Our young people just aren't fully integrated into all of the aspects of beautiful Black life that there is, especially those that have been affected by the carceral state.
Student in the academic middle is a student that may have a very good GPA, but may not have the best test scores. And so for those kids, a lot of times they've been left out of the equation when it comes to getting scholarship funding.
We're often put into positions where we see ourselves in these kind of like silos. I'm African American, I'm Nigerian, I'm from St. Croix, but in doing that, we create a kind of distance from our own selves.
Gangstas to Growers is an agribusiness training program where we employ and train formerly incarcerated 16 to 30-year-olds in the art of agriculture.
We wanted to prove that even though kids didn't have the best test scores, because some kids just aren't good test takers, kids with good GPAs can go to college and be successful and graduate in 4 years. I was inspired to create Five Strong to help kids with both of those, provide funding and support throughout their college career.
ADAMA fights against the narrative of Blackness being a monolith by demonstrating all of the different nuanced ways that Blackness shows up.
Steam Truck was founded to connect kids with tools, STEM learning, thinking about building, creating, fixing, breaking, and the learning that happens when kids get their hands on tools.
We are a leadership development program for young people, but we use cycling as a metaphor. Some days you'll ride alone, some days you'll ride with a team. Some days you'll have to climb mountains, some days you'll ride down and coast. But the important thing is that you keep on pedaling and you keep on moving.
The first time I walked Pittsburgh Yards, I said, oh my goodness, we have to move here. The community, there's this energy in the space that helps us re-anchor into the work. Sometimes doing work, leading a nonprofit, working in these spaces can be challenging, and so to benefit from the community of Pittsburgh Yards has been tremendous for us as a staff, and also, again, having this landing place for kids to come see us.
Being part of Pittsburgh Yards has definitely helped scale our work. We've been able to utilize their conference room for our classroom. We have our own office space. We're able to use this beautiful area right here for our morning classes of the yoga and the capoeira.
Being in Pittsburgh means that, the children who go to the schools in this neighborhood don't have to rely on being bused across town to go have an art experience. They can walk over here. It also makes art and culture feel much more accessible and tangible. It's not something that's over there. Those kinds of interventions creates pathways for possibility that may not otherwise exist.
Having Pittsburgh Yards be our host, brand new building, networking sessions and promotional sessions where we can share our story. We've been able to capture that holistic approach where we develop them as future leaders. They come back and serve. They serve as our board members, they serve as our coaches, advisors. It's only gonna be greater because we're actually able to do more for the community in terms of community bike rides, but also have our long distance teams come here and have a gathering spot.
Our mission is actually to help increase the retention and graduation rates of HBCUs, especially those that we partner with. Pittsburgh Yard provides a space for meetings with funders or business organizations to create partnerships, and we also use it to host events for our scholars.
A concept that I learned a long time ago traveling in South Africa called Ubuntu, which literally translates to I am because we are. ADAMA is proof of that, a place where the success of us comes from all of us being together in a space where we can imagine a possibility and build that possibility.
As we look on our horizon and look towards the next 10 years, thinking about us being a convener of youth and also their educators at Pittsburgh Yards, that's what we're really excited about.
I think a young person has to recognize early on that they could exceed their expectations for themselves.
We were brought here because of our knowledge of agriculture. We cannot let that knowledge be taken from us. You can watch anything grow, including yourself.